Do you know how many files your employees have uploaded, downloaded, emailed, airdropped, slacked, or shared via Google Drive today? A lot of that data has left your organization, and you don't even know it. Visit code42.com to learn how Insider prevents data exfiltration.
For the ones finding new ways to ensure the job always gets done. For the ones wearing many hats. For the ones who are hands-on, even from far away. And the ones keeping business moving forward. We are Grainger, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, with 24/7 support and experienced staff at over 250 local branches. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Good mornings. I've noticed this our daily meeting. Obviously, I noticed that my meetings have morphed into something that is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Somebody give me a sound test real quick. Say something.
Mic check. Mic
All right.
check. 1
Good,
2
good.
1 2.
I can hear right now. All right. Now I noticed that I do this first part, and then I'm getting to my main story, like I'm doing some monologue or something on the what's one of them shows, Phil, that pretty much invented the Daily Show, Carson.
The Tonight Show.
You know what I'm talking about, Johnny Carson.
Tonight Show with Johnny Carson.
Yeah, hold on.
Really, it was Steve Allen was the first host, and then Johnny came about.
Uh-oh. Can you hear us better now, boss man?
Yeah, I need to charge those headphones probably. Yeah, did you say Johnny Carson? Is that who it was?
Right.
Yeah, definitely. Something like that. Anywho, I'm going to do the same thing as before. What's with the shrug is that's just me saying, Deanna, so what? I'm blessed. That's what that is on the text message. All right, do me a favor real quick. Approve the podcast ad that just came in.
Already done, sir.
Outstanding. I like the way you talk. You might want to cut on your your PlayStation. Apparently there's a big update on Fallout. Just download it. I need tomorrow to be easy for me. So if I had anything, it needs to be not too much because tomorrow's the baby CEO's birthday.
Okay. All right. There's only one thing that I need to shift tomorrow. You will have an extremely easy day tomorrow.
I appreciate you. Yeah.
Hey, are we shifting our 2 o'clock?
That's the one.
Okay.
What's at 2 o'clock?
It was the call with me, you,
and Patrick.
Yeah.
Oh no, we ain't shifting that. No,
okay, well,
we ain't shifting that.
That was the only thing then.
Law, you know me. We ain't shifting no money. Nah, I got to. Hell no. No, we gonna keep it.
The miniest.
Yeah.
The miniest mogul.
She want that water bill paid, don't she? No. Keep that going on. All right, good stuff. I want to show you something now that money was shift. I want to show you something that happened this morning. So typically when I wake up, I try not to log on social media. There's nothing wrong with social media. There's nothing wrong with social media. You know, social media is just exposing you, pretty much. So there's nothing wrong with social media. So whatever you are, it's just highlighting you. That's what social media is doing. I'm not going to blame social media. However, I typically don't log on social media because it's too many minds. Y'all seen Last Samurai?
Yes.
He's trying to train to be a samurai, and there's too many minds. You mind this, you mind that. There's too much energy coming in my direction, and I don't like all these vibrations. And I wake up to 40-something notifications or something, and I see this person. I say, okay, well, made it intentional like a bunch of times, and then follow. Let me go check out who it is. This is very important. I pay attention. So I click on the name, and let me see. Tempest, can you talk? Because she would know.
Yes.
Tell him, Tempest. Tell him.
Ryan is our first podcast groupie. Brick by Brick Days.
Yes. Back in what year? What year would you say that is?
Maybe 2013.
Maybe 2013. Maybe 2013. Well, here you're going to see me do something, and then I'll explain. Actually, I'm going to let you see it now. Man, how did he put all these dots in his name? There you go. Hey, man, I still have you saved in my iPhone. You were literally my first fan ever. Crazy how millions of fans later, I am still crazy excited to see your name come across my IG.
Change soda C. I mean soda 2 at the top. Right there above love.
Child, I don't know what you're talking about. What you talking about?
Crazy excited to see. You have crazy excited, so C.
2C. There you go. I guess I should capitalize that I, but I don't feel like it. Love your page, and very glad we are connected. That's it. Now, Tempest, tell them one more again, because we were recording in a little room. This room was borrowed from Houston Baptist University. Tempest, how much money do we have?
Negative. Let's just be clear.
With what tools? Keep your mic on mute for me. What tools did we use to record this podcast?
iPhone and headphones that we kept ordering from Amazon that broke every 3 days.
Yeah, we kept ordering 3 packs for $10, and one day I just said, "Don't order those no more. I don't want those no more." Yeah, Don't do that, y'all. Don't get the 3-pack for $10. They don't work well. They don't. And we were recording, and we had no idea if someone was listening. And we had insights then too, but we would
the free version because we couldn't afford
the $9.99 a month. So yeah, the free version, couldn't afford the $9.99 a month, and it would say 12 downloads, and we would go crazy, like, oh no. You know how you give y'all ever met one of them grateful people? You give them something. Deanna's one of those, and they just make you feel like, I can't wait to give you something else. God dog it. Let me get my right. You give them an old purse that you used to have, that you used, right? You know what I'm saying? You give it to them, and they act like, oh my God, this is so, and you're like, I can't wait to get them something else. We would get 12 downloads and act like that. Like we would just, because we thought 12 downloads were, when Phil would use a kid and someone gave you $20. So go to the store and get some candy. That was he was rich. You understand what I'm saying? $20 for a kid in the 80s was rich. I don't even know what it was when Phil was a kid. That was, inflation wasn't even that bad then. So think about it. This is how crazy it was. But we didn't know if anybody was really listening, because I was saying to Timothy, listen, all right, go up to HBU, and I want you to go download. Okay, you go. Remember that, Timothy? We would go to public.
Child, that was the struggle, and we didn't even know that was a struggle. We was just doing whatever we could.
So anything we do to get done, I said, listen, you go on that computer, put it on the flash, download the episodes on your flash drive, and download the episodes, and I'll do it on my flash drive over here. It would have like 3 episodes or whatever it was. So we would download them real quick every day. And then we would know, so it would say 50 downloads, but we knew we did 50. Like we knew we did 50, right? We knew we did 50. So we really thinking all this stuff. And all of a sudden, what happens, Tempest?
All of a sudden, we got an email one day from a guy named Ryan. He was telling us he's from Canada and he listens to every episode. And like, he was acting like a fan, and we didn't know what to do with that. And he asked, I think he's the first person you actually started coaching officially.
That's right.
And like Ryan really took what we were doing and made it official. Like that was like the thing that made us say, okay, now we're in business for real. So Ryan really shaped this company.
Oh, God, you said that so well. You said it so well. I'm going to tell you why I put it in the meeting for 2 reasons, because I had just told Tempest last night. I said, I find it no coincidence that you brought up that 2013 story. It was 2012 when I told those people, listen, follow me or don't. Remember, Tempest just told that story like a couple of days ago. Follow me or don't. But I'm going somewhere. Tempest was the only one. And then I told her here, like last night, I find it no coincidence that you got more fire than ever now, because I feel like this is 2013 all over. Remember I told you that last night, Tempest? And then sure enough, Ryan pops back up. Let me encourage y'all. You only need one fan. I did all that. I thought y'all was going to shout. I thought you were going. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Phil. Okay, thank you. You only need one. You only need one. You only need one. And like Tempest said, we got his phone number. So I was collecting numbers and data before I even knew the power of collecting numbers and data. He's still in my phone. And I had to FaceTime him because I couldn't afford to call Canada. Go ahead, Phil.
Yeah, but you know who your first fan is?
Who's that?
You.
Oh, well, that's facts. That's facts. Definitely. So we had no idea about this guy. He just emails. So I was way overjoyed to see his name on the. In fact, I did the whole. I can't believe it. I can't. Let me see. Ryan. And I went to my phone to make sure that the last name was still spelled, all the proper way and stuff. So yeah, I couldn't believe it. Go ahead, Law.
Yeah, what Phil said is really powerful, and I learned that from one of Les Brown's daughters, that if you're not the first one to like your own Instagram post, why should anybody else like it? So it's powerful. You are your first fan. And I remember starting my YouTube channel only having 10 people, and now I'm up to over 200. And I would just talk to them same 10 people. You're the best 10 people here.
I know that's right. I mean, if you don't, somebody else gonna talk to them. Now, how about that? Somebody else gonna talk to them. There's always, and I know I'm hungry, and I know I'm sitting to you now, Tempest. I know there's, as far as I'm concerned, there's an Antonio Smith out there always looking to come take my stuff. So I just make sure that I'm never worthy of him taking it. You'll catch that later. Because nothing ever gets taken from you. You just become worthy of that vibration. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna let y'all know. All right. I want you to schedule a Zoom call with me, you, Josh Michael, today. Today if possible. Just get with him. Just 15 minutes is all I need. Instead of him writing that stuff, I'm going to have him speak freely over Zoom, record that, and use his voice. Knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. Since they don't know what I'm talking about, I will show you all what I am talking about right here. Give me a second. I am a producer of many things, and I always keep things quiet until you don't know nothing about nothing until it comes out. And that's on purpose. It has nothing to do with being slick or need to know. That's just, if I tell y'all, then I ain't gonna do it. How many y'all know? How many y'all understand that if you keep telling people what you're gonna do, you ain't gonna do it? Yeah, wherever you get your gratitude, life of me, wherever you get your gratitude, that's where your work stops. So if you get your gratitude on the front end, you ain't doing nothing else. That dopamine kick in, it's over. It's all right. Well, every time I see people go, I'm finna write a book, and I see them 37 likes, I go, oh Lord, it's gonna take them 37 years now to write that book. This is a new podcast coming out right here. It's called I Have HIV with Josh Micah. Okay, if you can see it, you can see that, right? Fantastic. Yes. It's a podcast dedicated for people living with HIV, their families, and their friends and family. New podcast coming out. We have right now 252 episodes recorded, something like that. Yes, and counting. So this is fantastic. And what I'm doing is him and his guests are the stars. You got mayors and presidential candidates and people who got movies on Amazon Prime that shoot movies, just all sorts of stuff on there. So you'll enjoy it. And I think right now, got it split up in like little 15-minute episodes. Has nothing to do with the length. That's just prefer to do it that way. Just test something out. But it's fantastic. And I want my life, Sugar, to be about ministry. You understand? I want my life to make a difference. I don't want to just talk about money and stuff. Although I ain't got no problem now. Don't get it twisted. First off, money got me here. Number one, okay? Talking about money got me here. So, but there are things, once you get it, now you got to do something with it. And one of the first things I'm going to do is help that community continue to live in prosperity. Continue to live in prosperity, okay? Continue to live in prosperity. And then I'm going to uplift women with another podcast. Sure am. I sure am. I want to uplift women. That podcast called Women Should Run the World. That one's coming later. Probably later this year. But this one that you just saw will be out about next week or something. So you will see it. And you'd be surprised who you know that is either suffering with HIV or has a family member suffering. I can assure you, you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. So anyway, set that up. Dan, I'm grateful. Appreciate you. Next thing, sales script for, thank you. Sales script for Serena's video, please. I need the hook story pitch, what she's going to post. Yeah, I brought it up last week, but I didn't stay on you about it. I'm going to need that. Unless you don't want thousands of leads. It's up to you.
You'll have it today.
Outstanding. Okay, I need a good hook story pitch so she can post. Good hook story pitch. Okay? Good hook story pitch. Outstanding. Charge you doggone headphones. There we go. Good hook story pitch. Now, let's keep going. HIV podcast. This is my measurements right here, Grace. We got to my measurements part. All right, I'm going to just skip that. I'm not even sure. Just remind me to remember. Hey, Deanna. Here, let me send this to you. Stay on me today about this here. Hold on. I don't even want to say it out loud. Just say SOC I'll know what it means. I'll just send it to you. Okay, get rid of that. Jerron, got him. Who's Chala? Oh, did we do that already? Did I release Chala's video? You got your mic muted.
Yes, we did release it. It has been sent over to her.
Okay, good. I've got Phil and Susan working on the script for that funnel. That's the last thing. And let's see. You should have Law, your forward is fantastic. There's absolutely nothing stopping you from doing your thing. And let's see. Remember I told y'all. So I'm almost to. Let me hold on.
Wait a minute. We just skipped over your measurements. We just skipped over that.
We skipped over it.
You wrong for that.
We skipped over it. We
skipped over your measurements.
Well, I tell you, you tell them what I told you then, and then I'll let you tell them what I told you, so I don't get in trouble.
All right. I always
God punching me in the face.
That's it. I always ask Antonio what his measurements are for that day, and today he told me pastoring the ATS JR companies with more empathy. I have to accept that this is a church and that God is slick. I said, "Come on, God, with your slick self." That's it. He tried to run. No.
What?
Said, no. Okay.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Not pastor.
Yeah.
Oh, I am so using this every single day. Oh, thank you, Grace. You are the best person on planet Earth. This is amazing.
You sure talking a lot this morning.
Sure
you sound,
am.
You
what a
real
blessing
clear
today
too.
is.
You sound real clear too. Like you got a great microphone and everything.
Yes, because I'm on my phone.
Jeez.
Look at God. Literally.
Very clear. You just go ahead and silence yourself with your clear audio. Yeah, so I tried to run over that. I guess anyway. If you know me, all law. What they do. If you know me, all that organizational. I love anyone celebrating a religion. It's like a lot of good people have, come from religious backgrounds. When it gets organized and you start putting titles on it, like, I just, that's just me. I'm just speaking for me. Once you start organizing it and putting a hierarchy on it, human beings, we just mess stuff up, don't we? Is that not y'all experience too? And, as long as humans are doing stuff, we mess it up. Go ahead, Jerry.
I'm okay till you start breaking out the snakes.
Oh, well, that's
no snakes for me.
Yeah, buddy.
That was a real thing with the Pentecostals.
Was it really?
When they first started, that was the hierarchy with snake handlers. And if you could handle I think they use rattlesnakes, then you were obviously blessed, right?
If you can handle it.
And drink poison too.
And drink poison.
Yeah, and drink poison.
Well, Deanna, I need a few snakes and some poison.
It won't be me.
Oh, okay, never mind. We'll just.
I'm out of here.
Just skip over that.
Would anybody like a COO for hire?
Well, I do. Well, I'm sure everyone wants to hire you. You just be quiet. You just sit out.
Well, Jerry,
They can't have you.
Since you mentioned it,
yes,
Jerry, you could take lead in it.
I'm sorry, I missed it. What'd you say? What'd she say?
I said, since you mentioned it, you can take lead.
She promoted you to leadership of snake handling. Yeah, no, seriously, we've got I was telling maybe it was Deanna last night. I think it was. I was telling Deanna how I've got like 5 regrets ever. It's probably 3 regrets. I regret that in kindergarten I didn't slide down the fireman pole. That's literally a regret. I regret not going to the FBI right after the Army, but I'm glad I didn't, though. I'm glad I didn't, because I would be here. I would be doing stuff. Yeah, I can't think of any more regrets, except, do you remember when I told you last night about Phil and Susan?
Not verbatim, but you basically said I have to do more.
I regret when their mom and mother-in-law died, I couldn't fly out because my schedule was too busy.
Yes, you did say that.
Talking
yes.
about that last night. I was talking about that last night, how whatever it was, I forget what, I don't even remember what, this is why it's a regret. I don't remember what didn't allow me to go, but I remember that their mom and mother-in-law died, and that eats at me. I can't remember why I couldn't make it, but at least once a week I think about their mother and mother-in-law. You get what I'm saying? So if what I was doing was important, then I would remember what it was. You understand what I'm saying? If it was so important, I would remember what it was. And I don't remember what it was. So clearly it was not that important. And that's a regret that I have. And what time was that? I was on the phone with you when I told you that. And this is a real conversation. That's why I'm trying to let her talk, so you think, I don't want y'all to think I'm making this stuff.
It was around about between 10:30 10:45 last night.
Yeah. So 10:30, 10:45 last night, I'm confessing to Deanna how I regret not flying out to Florida for Phil and Susan when their mother and mother-in-law died. And it's a regret. It's like, I don't have many regrets in my life because I just don't. I don't know. I'm just not built like that. But from the fireman truck the fire pole to the FBI to, the death in Florida, and I should have been, or Columbus. I had to go back to Columbus, and I should have been there. I didn't fly out, and it eats at me. It eats at me. And 10:30, 10:45 at night, I was telling. That's why she said I regret I should have did more. I was telling Deanna that 10:30, 10:45 last night. So Grace, what did you say? What did you ask me this morning to say your answer now? Now it's going to make sense, because that response to you, Grace, was coming from the last thing I said out loud out my mouth before I went to bed was what I told Deanna, that I regret not being there for Phil and Susan and flying out. And that's where that comes from. Go ahead and say it again, because now it's going to make plenty of sense.
Your measurements for today are pastoring the ATS companies with more empathy. He has to accept that this is a church and that God is slick.
Well, yeah, that last part. The rest of that part, that's ascension stuff. That last part, that's totally my personality. That ain't got nothing to do with it. That might be descension in there, that last part. that God is slick stuff. But for sure. Oh, go ahead, Karen. I'm listening.
Since this is a church, your chorus group is still waiting for some music.
Nah, definitely. But no, so I'm just, I'm thinking. So what I sent Deanna was, well, it doesn't matter because I don't want to bring it up, but it's something in those measurements that I need to do. So I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about. Anyway, I'm thinking about. Oh, go ahead, Susan. I didn't even know you was there.
Antonio.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm totally touched by that. I had no idea, and it would have been awesome if you were there, but it never entered my mind for any of that. So you are clear.
Thank you. That does make me feel better. No, I tried to. Yeah, I don't know, but Deanna had. I'm sorry, it's starting to come back now because it was you and Law almost back to back. It was you and Law almost back to back, and it was flights, and I couldn't get the interconnecting flights, and Deanna couldn't book it properly to get to Florida, and then right after that, I was getting to law, but they had me in the airport 3 hours away. Do you remember that, law? Because I actually text law. So behind the scenes,
Yes.
Deanna was trying to send me to y'all, but it wouldn't. We couldn't get the interconnecting flights together, and that's
Well, today it's interesting because I just got back a little bit ago, and then I have to go like completely shower any outside stuff off of me.
I know that's right.
But I had to go sign papers at the attorney's. Well,
Wow.
I had such anxiety about that because it's the old offices with the stuffy elevator, and I'm like, she said, "Oh no, we have a table outside, and you can do it all outside and sign the papers." So I was in full gear. I had that, not only the mask, but they've got hats now with a shield on front of them. And
that's right.
yeah, and so the shield kind of gets anything else. So I just got back from that, and it was a day. Doing that. I said I want to do it first thing in the morning. So I signed them 8:30 to 9 or something like that, and came back. But so that was all in my thoughts today, and then you bring that up. So that was very kind of you. Very kind of you to consider that. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And that was my confession last night to Deanna privately, and it's just been eating at me, and so that's where that comes from, Grace. That's why I was trying not to bring it up, because it's on my. I promise you, it's in my notes. It is literally in my notes to say it. It says pastoring the company. It's there. It is right there. Pastoring the company. I skipped right on over. I was like, what? Grace, I got to the very end. And Grace, are we just going to skip over that? Yeah, there you go, Grace. Ain't nobody asked you nothing.
I've lost two of my favorite aunts in this past week, in the last 4 or 5 days.
Wow.
I mean, it's definitely their time and all that, but they had such impacts on my life.
Yeah.
And, so you kind of go back, and then my cousins call me for all the legal advice on how to stuff, since I've been going through it.
Yeah, definitely. And so I'll tell you what's going on. So there's a lot of that from LaVon, and there's some other people that I told them I'll be quiet for right now until they make an announcement or want me to make an announcement. But it's a lot, and I just have to respect that what we've built here is way stronger or different, unique. I don't know. Insert whatever adjective right here than a regular company, and I have to step up more in that regard. So when I obviously won't be able to do everything and fly everywhere. And right now, I'm not even sure if I can even leave Texas because we so much of a hot spot. I might look like a plague. Like, literally.
You can't. Yeah, a plague.
Yes. I don't think anybody. I might be infecting y'all through Zoom. Texas is so bad right now. It is. And it is that bad in Texas. Now, I may be like, okay, I'm coming. Susan, I'm on the way. Susan, wait. Let's see you in 2021, right? Because
it's bad here. We've got 5,000 to 9,000 cases every day.
Oh, and then I'll be just leaving.
We're as bad. Yeah, it's Texas. That's why I geared up today.
I know that's right. I'll be leaving from one hot pot to another hot pot there. That won't even make a difference. That won't even make a difference there for sure. No, but it's just something that's been on me that actually didn't mean to spend it. I actually was trying to skip it, Grace. Thank you for holding me accountable like I would have did you. For sure.
You're very welcome.
What goes around comes around. It feels good, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Now I'm on a samurai sword. Yes, I understand. No, but just all of you, I guess I'll just reiterate, and maybe I don't know how you're going to apply this to your company, but I know that I'm going to have to fly out and and just do some things that are just unscalable. You know, I just know that that's going to have to happen because it's in my heart for it to happen. And at this point, Jerry, thoughts plus emotions equals creation. So I have enough emotion behind it to where I'm already manifesting it. So it's nothing I can do about it at this point anyway, because it is manifesting itself whether I wanted to or not. There you go. Go ahead, Phil.
Well, Antonio, you're just reinforcing what our message was Monday night about how do you create employee engagement. You know, number one, people need to be known. People need to know that people care, and that's what you're doing to the nth degree. And number two, you got to know that your job matters, that what you do is actually making a difference on the planet. And number three, you got to have some measurement so that everybody knows fairly how you're performing and how you're not performing, so you can choose to perform better. So you're just reinforcing the three touchstones of creating employee engagement.
Wow. Yeah. That's a good point. That's a very good point. I appreciate you. And we're going to work it out. Yes, I do, Messenger of Tempest. And I know what you're thinking, and help me out with it, because that's exactly what I'm thinking too. Tempest just sent me a message. I've obviously activated her empathy. So between you and Deanna, y'all help me out, because y'all both know what I'm thinking. Last thing before the main part, because see, Tempest, Grace, you cut off I was going to be petty. Now I got to be empathetic now, or empathetically petty. I was going to.
Thank you, Grace.
Yes, Law sent me a message. Yeah, okay, Tempest. Law sent me a message a couple of days ago. And so you just talked about this. I had no idea that Mr. President Donald Trump signed a probably executive order, more than likely, putting skills over degrees for government jobs. Have y'all seen that? Okay, Jerry has, Tempest has. That's a really big deal. In fact, that's not even, there's no way to describe the big of a deal that is.
If your loved one is at risk of a fall, the Symphony Medical Alert System from CVS Health can help support their safety in their home with 24/7 emergency monitoring, even when you can't be there. Terms and conditions apply. Learn more about Symphony at cvs.com/symphony or find it at your nearest CVS Health Hub.
Yes, that will have ramifications for generations. Let's just say Mr. Trump does not win in November, and then come January 21st, another president comes in. That president wouldn't even reverse that, because the public backlash of such a reversal would ruin his entire presidency. That's going to last forever. And I had just told y'all, like the day before or something, that pretty much higher education is just out of business. I literally said that. Remember, I went through this whole thing and I just said, and I had no idea that, or I don't know if he did it the next day or something, but whatever it was, there was that Nostradamus stuff again, Carol. It just, higher education truly is irrelevant. And it's their fault that it's irrelevant, and they made rise to me. It's their fault. Every action has an unintended side effect. You may want to account for the side effects of all your actions, at least as many as possible, even the good ones. That doesn't mean they have bad side effects, because there's no good or bad, but they all have cause and effect. And the only thing that truly exists in this world is causality. Everything else is subjective. You've never made a choice in your life. I don't mean to get too deep on you, but since I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and give it to you. You ain't made no choices. Choices, the way it works, so you've got two realms. Don't have to agree with me. St. Augustine of Hippo had to break it down when Rome fell, and this is Western thought here, when Rome fell, I think 413 AD, and according to the Christians, God didn't come back, and the Hebrews didn't become kings and queens again, people said, well, oh my God, this can't be real. So St. Augustine of Hippo had to write down his great book called The Two Cities. There's a city of God, there's a city of man. And inside this, he had to break down there's this realm and that realm. Now, I'm not going to talk about that, but I am going to tell you, you've never made a choice, but I need you to separate the city of God and the city of man. Okay, I need you to separate that, because I know I got some hard religious folk and scholars here. As far as that great trinary of things, you know, whatever you want to call it, soul, mind, body, soul, conscious, superconscious, subconscious, God, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. I don't care what you write, whatever you call it, it's up to you. That thing, you make choices there. That's up to you. Okay, go ahead, Dion. Now, but in the realm of man, you ain't never made a choice, because someone chooses for you, and then you choose from the choices. Here's a statement that you need to receive if you want to get into the top 1%. You don't need to believe it, but you need to account for its energy. Choice is an illusion set by winners to keep losers in their poverty condition. So let's say it again. Choice is an illusion set by winners to keep losers, let me change that word, in their losing condition. For instance, did we choose Zoom, or was this one of the choices that were already chosen for us? When you went to the store, did you pick your favorite shoes, or did the people who make the shoes say, this is what we're releasing this season? Did you pick your glasses, or does two company own 95% of the glasses industry? Because that's actually true. And then they told you what to pick from. Those people who changed the world, your Steve Jobs, your Dr. Martin Luther Kings, whoever, they've ascended past the illusion of choice, and they go pick something different. It's like the deepest thing I've said so far today. The only way you create change or follow those three things Phil just said, that he said Monday, is you have to say, okay, someone's choosing for me. If no one ever chose for me, what would I do? For me, it was build a company that acts like this. It's the only way you ascend past the world of man. You don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with me. But I'm telling you, everybody in the top 1% is going to tell you the same thing. Actually, yes, they're going to tell you the same thing. Prosperity has one voice. We all think alike. We're all weird. All of us. We all speak weirdly. Okay? Every weird book, we all talk weird. I'm just telling you. It just is what it is. Now, whether you accept that or not, that's up to you. Choice is an illusion. On to my main story. All right, yes. On to my main story. Yeah, I'm acting like it's a TV show. I had to pull up a link for this now. I had to tailor. Remember, this is my daily meeting, and I am consistently navigating this company around the world. And I can't stress that enough. I have to consistently navigate this company around the world. Sometimes that's within, well, actually all the time it's within the flow, but what that looks like will change. I'm not even sure how to explain that, so I'll just show you what I'm talking about, and we'll go from there. You probably don't know this, but you don't have to, because this is what I'm here for. Grace, can you see my screen?
Yes.
This affects every last one of y'all companies, especially if you are over 50, because your main platform is more than likely Facebook. Facebook is pivoting away from engaging content in the news feed. This was an announcement yesterday. Now, before I explain, let me tell you, in the same manner that Mr. Trump's executive order, more than likely, I'm sure that's what it was, has generational ramifications, it's the same manner that Mark Zuckerberg's announcement yesterday has generational ramifications. The caveat here is generations in technology happen every 7 months. So every 25 years in the world is 7 months in technology. I don't think anyone who has a technological background would disagree with me there. That's about right. 7 months tends to be a generation for technology. Technology moves fast. In 1941, it was preposterous to think that there could be a missile that would go from Germany to New York. Preposterous. Hitler was absolutely trying to get it done. Absolutely. This is 1941, start of World War II. Depends on if you're on the east side of the world. Well, that's whole Western war anyway, but depends on how you look at it. Preposterous, Carol. Preposterous. And then, of course, let's just say the Allies win. The NASA is not a program. It's basically, so NASA is basically the whole German program stamped with an American flag on it. Okay, that's basically what that is. And then boom, from 1944, we can't launch a missile from Germany to New York. Grace, 69, 44, that's 15 years.
25 years. 25 years.
July 20th, 1969. 25 years later, we're on the moon. That don't make no sense. I can't go across. That's not even a hemisphere. I can't go across the Atlantic, but now I'm breaking through the atmosphere in 25 years. That's technology for you. And then from 69 to 71, look what happened to computers. Think about this. And now all of y'all are walking around with smart computers at your hands. And you work them with your thumb. You can tell the future. You can tell weather. You can tell weather 10 days from now. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So 7 months, every 7 months, it's a generation of technology, flat out. Here's what you need to know. Facebook is organized by showing you the most engaging content. This is why you argue. Don't lie. How many of you have seen an argument on Facebook in the last 7 days? That's what it's for. It is for that. It is for the most engaging content. It is for that. This content exists so you can engage. That's what makes you addicted to Facebook. And Facebook, to combat, because they're losing billions of dollars, because I've got plenty to say, but I won't. They're just losing money from a situation I could have handled a long time ago. You really just need to let me just jump up in there. Let me jump up in there. I'd have fixed it a long time ago, but that's all right. I'm gonna let them run this business. Let them run this business. So let's look at the ramifications of this, so I can explain to you what's going on. No more engaging content on your news feed at first. So what are they going to? Here we go. Seems like, Grace, could you read? You got such a good reading voice.
Yes, sir. It seems like Facebook is really trying, for real this time, guys, to get a handle on its fake news problem. Today, the company announced a major change to the way it prioritizes news articles in your feed. Instead of prioritizing news content that has the most engagement, the social media giant will now show users more original reporting first. Original reporting plays an important role in informing people around the world, said Campbell Brown, VP of Global News Partnerships, and John Levin, product manager, in a Facebook blog post. While most of the news stories in users' feeds will still be from pages and friends they follow on Facebook, the company is changing its AI algorithm to identify news sources that are most often cited as the original source to show up first in users' feeds. We do this by looking at groups of articles on a particular story topic and identifying the ones most often cited as the original source. We'll start by identifying original reporting in English language news, and we'll do the same for news in other languages in the future.
All right, hold on, Grace. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. Read this paragraph for me.
Okay. While this is a good way of tracking down information to its point of origin, it still doesn't tackle the issue of reliable versus unreliable news sources. The new algorithm could still prioritize misleading or outright false articles if enough publications cite the same source. Spamming articles around a single source for amplification is a common tactic for disreputable publishers. However, Facebook plans to demote news content if it does not have transparent information about the publisher's editorial staff. So if an article lacks a byline or a publication lacks an about page, any content shared from those sources will be buried in users' news feeds.
All right, Grace, I want you to read that all over again.
Okay.
It's in one part. Start from wow.
Okay. While this is a good way of tracking down information to its point of origin, it still doesn't tackle the issue of reliable versus unreliable news sources.
Stop right there. You know, the Sunday school thing. Somebody should write in chat. Deanna, you there?
Yes, I am.
Put reliable versus unreliable. Thank you very much. Keep going, Grace.
The new algorithm could still prioritize misleading or outright false articles if enough publications cite the same source. Spamming articles around a single source for amplification is a common tactic for disreputable publishers.
Okay. You're going to put spamming / bot / likes / yeah, that's good. Right there. Keep going, Grace.
However, Facebook plans to demote news content if it does not have transparent information about the publisher's editorial staff.
All right, right there, Grace. You're going to put down page ownership. Then you're going to put, read that for me again, Grace.
However, Facebook plans to demote news content if it does not have transparent information about the publisher's editorial staff.
Whatever I said the first time, and then you're going to put people built their careers. Okay, keep going, Grace.
So if an article lacks a byline or a publication lacks an about page, any content shared from those sources will be buried in users' news feeds.
Post incompletions, page incompletions. Okay, read that last sentence, Grace.
But again, if a questionable source puts bylines on its articles and has an about page, it seems like Facebook's algorithm wouldn't demote those articles as intended.
And if you can just read this last paragraph, put a bow on it.
This prioritizing feature is still in its infancy, and there's bound to be many loopholes. But if nothing else, it's still a reminder to actually read the article you are about to share on your social media network and click through the black links, if any, to see where the news originated. Until
No, hold on. Write down attacking, and I'm using that energy on purpose. Headline readers. Okay, keep going, Grace.
Until all the issues are worked out, we'll just have to unfollow or unfriend people, like we've been doing for years already, to stop seeing the things they share that we don't want to see.
Oh, let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. This is so real, I almost want to pray before it. Okay? Let me just take. Now, what you should be understanding is these social media companies are coming after you because you are actually the problem. Now, you not the problem, but you're the problem. Let me explain. The gist of it is, how do we get more reputable news on the site? And then how do we, no offense, get boomers to stop sharing stuff that isn't reputable? Okay. Now you have, how do we get the younger folk to post more newsworthy stuff? How do we get them to stay on our site? Because that's the problem. The problem is on two ends of the spectrum. Young folk leave because of it. And if you don't have internet savvy, you share stuff that just doesn't make any sense. Now, all of this is an issue, but it's not an issue, but it is an issue for the regular man. Let's follow. So in order, reliable versus unreliable. All social medias are getting ready to start attacking what is unreliable news and going for what is reliable news. So here is another algorithm change or enhancement that affects how you post now. If you post something that doesn't seem reliable, you will be punished for it. It would not be shown. Oh, I ain't worry about that, Antonio. Yeah, because some of y'all build your companies around posting other people's content and making comments about it. That's an issue. If you don't account for, you need to make sure this is reliable. And you need to account for the infancy stages of this AI algorithm, because everything messes up in the beginning, except for new relationships. And that's actually pretty good for like 30 days. And then after that, something like that. Spamming bots likes. This is what this means. So when they were talking about the disreputable sources, basically what they do is to manipulate Facebook algorithm. Remember I told you about those points? Remember those, the meaning, the points, you get 6 for this completion. What if it's a link? You get points from just sharing, like. Okay. You just having 1 point. Well, now spamming won't work. But here's what that also means. It's not that spamming won't work, because none of you like spamming. If you don't know, let me bless you. Likes are going to disappear from social media altogether. I guarantee you. I'm saying it here first, or maybe second, because I think Gary Vee said it too. I'm telling you, likes are not worthy of anything anymore. Someone tell my mom to read the date first. Yes. Please read the date first. Likes mean nothing anymore. Look at that. Disreputable, unreliable news sources use likes to share fake news. Facebook is attacking likes now. Likes have already been low. Now, how many of you, just do me a favor, flash your camera if you can, just for a second, if you can, raise your hand. I need full participation here, because you need to hear what I'm about to say next. How many of you have built your system inadvertently around if your post gets a like? Don't lie, because it should be 100% of you. Yes. And you've pulled stuff, or you post different stuff. If it doesn't get liked, as you say, my audience doesn't like that. Let me do something else. You're using likes, thank you, Laura, as a measurement. They mean nothing anymore. You just don't know it yet. I encourage all of you to get out the like as a measurement tool insight and start looking at comments. Comments is your new measurement. If you adjust to this now, by the time in 3 years, Mr. Zuckerberg figures out I need to just get rid of the whole likes because it's causing people self-esteem issues. And if I could just get rid of all of that and the whole algorithm, because to be honest with you, if you just get rid of that, you can fix the whole fake news problem. You really could. You really could. So the real question is, Mr. Antonio, how would you fix Facebook? Well, does Facebook need to be fixed? It just depends. But the first thing I would do is I'd make the bold move and I'd just cancel all the likes. Cancel them. Sure would. But you can't cancel what the foundation of the core company has been built on. Why not? Because if I can't change the core, then I'm not reevaluating my market. If I can't change the core of my company, I'm not reevaluating my market. That means my business is in my head and it's not in my customer's hand. And I know better. I keep my business in my customer's hand. Hear me now. These likes on all the hearts and all that stuff, they mean nothing. They don't even mean nothing for the algorithm. And now you see the largest social media company, unless you're talking about YouTube, in the world having a like problem and addressing their algorithm on their number one product. Well, you're the number one product, but on their number one feature, the timeline. They not messing with something on the side. They messing with the user experience. Do you know how big of a deal something has to be? It would be equivalent to me saying, you know what? We need to address the whole Zoom. What? Huh? Think about this for a second. If the number one thing people see, like y'all see, is Zoom, and I start tweaking with that, think about that for a second. This ramification is important. So how does it affect you? You need to start adjusting to comments now because it's going to make you better anyway. Because if you get comments, it means you're actually an influencer. Influencers have engagement, not likes. If you get comments, then conversations create clients. If you get comments, you can sell. If you get comments, then you can get real engagements. If you get comments, you can poll your audience. And if you get comments, you can go more viral if that's your goal. Also, if your page doesn't have complete, I'll show you. Y'all need to fill out, and I know some of you don't have too many emphasis on this right now because you don't know that you need to. And I've seen some celebrity pages that haven't done this, but whatever, I have. Because I'm no fool. And I'm going to read these comments in a second. If you look at this page, and this is my page, this page has an ownership thing. Everybody does. Everybody has an ownership thing. And somewhere here, it tells you who owns this page right there. I had to go confirm my identity with Facebook. Like literally show my passport and everything. So now you're going to know, this page is owned by this. This is actually my real name, y'all. I'll explain. Antonio Theodore Smith, I'll explain. I was born Antonio Theodore Smith Jr. When I got adopted at 14, I had to change my name. The way my adoption was, my parents aren't on my birth certificate. They're not on my birth certificate. Yes, my parents had to give up their rights when I was 14. So they're not on my birth certificate whatsoever. And the woman who adopted me didn't want me to go into high school. I got adopted July 20th, 1997. So I was going, that's actually my birthday. I was going into, so my birthday, my 14th birthday present was being adopted. And I was going into high school, and she didn't want me to go into high school with a new name. She did too. I had a chipped tooth, and I had to change my name. She fixed both. She got my tooth fixed, so I wouldn't go into high school with a chipped tooth. And then the way she changed my name, I remember she asked the lawyer, well, can't we just drop the junior off his name? That's legally a name change. And they checked, and so they dropped the junior off my name, which technically gave me a whole new name. I know, right? Genius, right? They're totally genius. Gave me a whole new name. And then, I graduated, go off to the Army and stuff. And in about 2007, my dad reaches out to me. He's in prison. He's still in prison to this day. So we established a relationship. And then one day, I don't know, like 2012 or 2011 with Tempest, and we get cool. And I said, you know what I'm gonna do? In honor of our relationship and where we're going in Ascension, I'm gonna put the junior back on my name. And I'm gonna make the whole world know. Tempest was right there. Make the whole world know that I'm a junior and I have a dad. Since you never knew before, since no one ever knew, well, no. And that's where Antonio T. Smith Jr. comes from. That's the honest to God. That sounds like I made it up, but that is the honest to God truth. Okay, that is the honest to God truth. That is exactly how that happened. Yeah. So my legal name now on my ID and my gun license, don't run up on me. Don't run up on me. And my passport says Antonio Theodore Smith. Okay, the junior is no longer my legal name, but I was born Antonio T. Smith Jr. Yeah, I was born Antonio T. Smith Jr. All of these things, so you want that page ownership, you want to make sure your about page is done, or Facebook is going to view you as a non-reputable source. That's why I was going with that. If you have a fan page, you might want to get ownership. So if you got any page incompletions, you know that hook story pitch Deanna teach? You want to make sure that all that's well, but you don't want that whole let me do a good headline so people watch. It's not going to work too much anymore. The whole BuzzFeed, 10 top ways to do a Zoom call. Number 3 is surprise you. While that's hot, it's not going to be rewarded with likes anymore the way it was. All right, let me read these comments. MYB, I don't even know what I said. Tempest. I don't care about likes. I focus on relationships. I go after views, actually. Views is good, but see, views can be manipulated with a bot. Yeah, definitely. Don't get the comments. Comments, that's where I excel at, the comments and that engagement, because you can have 97 views, but if you got 32 comments, you're an influencer. Yeah. Okay, that's it. Yes.
Does that change our pitch then?
No, it doesn't change the pitch. What it does is it changes your measurements. Everything stays the same. And I guess you could change your pitch if you're saying, drop a comment for me. I would love to hear your opinion. Do that. That's how a lot of the top people do it. Good question. You say, well, you can do that at the very beginning of the tube. Hey, everybody, my name is Carol, and I want to talk to you today about emotional intelligence and human resources. If you are someone who is emotionally intelligent, tell me the top way in the comments that you like to diffuse a problem. I would love to hear that, and I may be able to build a whole video off your feedback. Today, I want to talk about, you get what I'm saying? And automatically, I'm encouraging comments because who doesn't like to give their opinion? Who doesn't like to give their opinion? Did they answer, Grace?
No, sir.
Shame on them. They know me push-ups. While on it, just found it. I don't know what you just found, but I'm glad you found it, Law. Glad you found it. So that was my main story. Just know that that's Facebook. That is a big deal. Is it a big deal right now? No. But once again, Steve, I'm telling you about 3 years out to the future. And those who plant seeds in the drought now will win. Do not think that they're going to. Money is a major issue when you start losing it. And I can assure you the shareholders, even though Zuck is real smart and owns most of his company, and they can't do nothing about it, I can assure you that they're not going to just keep losing $75 billion. Do you understand? Because he losing non-billionaire money. People don't like that. And when you got Coca-Cola, even Phil said to me, you got Coca-Cola and stuff saying, hey, we're going to pause real quick. It's a big deal. You have never, so you had two presidents that changed the world. They changed the world. Barack Obama changed the world first, and I'm talking about information age, and Donald Trump changed it second. Barack Obama showed the world how to use social media and attach the regular person and give $2, $3 donations. That was not a thing until Obama did it. Now it is standard. You can see everybody doing it now. He totally lit up the world. He showed you this is how you use social media. Trump also changed the world and said this is how you use social media. And it is amazing to see the two for the last 12 years. Social media has played a major part in foreign policy. 4 years, most notably. The last 12 years, social media has been an issue or a solvent for politics. It ain't going nowhere. It's just going to get worse. You might as well adjust, because if you don't, well, then you don't. But as for me and my bank account, we like adjusting, because I don't own my company. My market does. Do you understand what I'm saying? I would change anything at any time, Steve. I have no problem. I am not married to no methods, just a mission. That is all. I'll change any core feature. Doesn't bother me one bit. I suggest y'all do the same thing. Focus on comments as I land this plane. Comments. Shares will do you some good. Comments. If you're blogging for likes, just don't do anything for likes no more. Just don't. But I've been already told you that. And then I even showed you how the TikTok algorithm works, and likes are 1 point. The social media company knows that there's too many bots that can just do likes. You understand? And that's why comments aren't that high either. But they are better than likes. Remember that. That affects you. If you're 55, if you're 50, I literally just spent the last half talking just to you. Because your crowd is on Facebook. There's no doubt about it. Your crowd is on Facebook. And how you reach your crowd will be determined by this AI algorithm for quite some time. Do we know more details about it? No, it just came out yesterday. He just made the announcement. But you being part of ATS, you get hot news first. Like I'm an investigative journalist or something. All right, Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can play better. You can dominate. Thank you, everybody. I sure appreciate you. Y'all have fun. Thank you, Sugar. And we'll see you later.
For the ones finding new ways to ensure the job always gets done. For the ones wearing many hats. For the ones who are hands-on, even from far away. And the ones keeping business moving forward. We are Grainger, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, with 24/7 support and experienced staff at over 250 local branches. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.